crazy trick to fold your clothes in one of these bins. All right? Crazy trick. You don't even need to do trial and error. Use math. Math. All right. You got your blanket sitting over here, just using my roommate's bed. And you got your blanket. You don't know what to fold it perfectly to get it in that right here. But you can do it with math, and I'm going to show you how. First, you got your blanket. You got your blanket right here. I measured it, 72 inches in width and 44 inches in height. So then you take your measurement of your box. So you got 13 as your width and 12 as your height. Now you're going to go for your largest number. So now you got what the size is of the biggest number. This is just what I do first. You can do the smallest number, but you always got to line the biggest numbers up first. So you take the two biggest numbers. You got 72 and 13, and you got to get 72 to 13 somehow by dividing a certain amount of folds. So this is where you go in the sort of the trial and error phase. This will solve you a lot of physical work and actually convert it to mental work. So if you're mentally trying to get 72 to 13 instead of trial and error by just folding over and over and over again to try to get it right, you're going to waste a lot of energy. You want to go for the mental stress because it's much more applicable. So you take the 72 and let's say I got my little calculator here. Let's say you take 72 and you divide it by 3. So you get 24, right? And if you divide 24 by 2, you get 12. Now, this is a pretty good estimate. I had done this before, but for the sake of trial and error, I'm going to give you the actual answer. So you take 72, divide it by 3, and then you take that and divide it by 2. Now, what this means is that first you have to fold the long side of the blanket in thirds. So in a third, and I'll show you that in a second. And then after that, you take it and cut it in half. So you fold it in half afterwards. And your result will result you in some number around 13. But your number that you get must be equal to or less than this number. Whatever you're trying to get to this, it has to be equal to or less than this number. Because if it's any bigger, it's not going to fit. Now, I got it down to 12, which is pretty good because that's just an inch away from this. And I'm going to show you how that's actually pretty cool. So you take your blanket, take your long side. I've only got one hand, so I'm going to set you down for a second, and I'm going to show you what it looks like folded in thirds. Got your long side. Set it down. All right. So you got this all strewn out like this. Long side, you're going to want to fold it into thirds. So you take this, you fold it kind of third way-ish, like about halfway. Bring the rest down. Now, this is going to be perfect when you do it because you wasted all that time doing that math, and you're not going to want to just loosely put it together. You wasted your time. So you're going to fold this away, and you're going to get a good third. So, as you can see, that was folded to the middle, and now I'm folding this to make a third. See how that works? All right. Bring the bottom down to this, and I've got a nice clean fold here with one hand. Pretty good. All right. So now that I've got that was my third. I'm going to go back to the paper to show you. 72 into 3. So you're going to do it 3 times. Already did that. Good. And the next step to get it down to 12, which is equal to or less than 13, which is less than, so we're good. We're going to fold it into 2. So that means take this blanket again, and again we are going to fold it in half. Now what this does is now it is 12 inches, 1 foot. 1 foot in length. 1 foot. Now if we go back to our box, that long length is 13 inches. So we know for a fact, mathematically, that this is around 12 inches and this is around 13 inches. That will mean that this will fit in the box. We don't even have to try. We know mathematically that that will work. Now for the next step. It's pretty neat. All right, you're gonna take the shorter side. We're already halfway done. Pretty cool, huh? So we're gonna go here and we're gonna take, let's see, the smallest side. So you get 44 inches and 12. So you got to get 44 down to 12. So equal that to or less than 12. So I already know the answer to this, but let's give it away for now. Let's say we divide by 3. All right, now this is not the right answer, but I'm going to show you why it's not the right answer. This is trial and error right here, mental trial and error, so you don't have to do it physically, waste your energy. Now, 44 divided by 3, look at that, 14.6. We don't want anything less than an integer. We need integers, because you can't fold a fraction of the fold. It has to be complete, precise, concise folding. So if it's off by a few decimals, that's fine. That's okay. Like 14.9 or something like that, fold it into 15 times, but that's still a lot. So you go down to here, 44 divided by 3 is not going to be a good answer. So let's say 44 divided by 2. That's going to give us a clean answer. It's going to give you 22. So now we've already got one fold. That fold 2. So that means first we're going to fold it in half. Now, if we got 22, well, maybe if you can guess, if you divide that by 2 again, what does that give you? 11. And 11 just so happens to be, whoops, a little too far. 11 is less than 12. So we're good. So here's our steps. Here's step 1 and step 2. So you have fold it in half and then fold it in half again. I'm going to show you why that works. You're going to get 11. It's going to be less than 12. It's going to fit in the box mathematically. Don't even need to stress. Ready? So you got this. I'll set you down for a second. I'm going to turn it, or I'm just going to rotate it 90 degrees. You can see it a little better. All right, cool. So rotated it. Now you got this flat. Now this is going to be the 11 side. What we're going to do is going to take this and we're going to fold it in half. Make sure we got that nice and crisp in there. Make sure we don't have any folds. All right, now we got this in half. Now, according to my calculations, pretty obviously, you have, where is it, 22. 22, that's 22 inches right now. Now we got to cut it in half another time. Now, by doing that, it's going to be a pretty tight fold. Oh, let me try that a little better. Let me sit down for a second. There. It's pretty packed, right? But we know for sure the height doesn't really matter if you're going to be compacting this. You know, just if you wanted to bring 3 dimensions in it, it's a little more tricky than that. But it is possible, and you can do it. It just takes a little more work. Now, I know that this can fit in here because I've used it before. Maybe if you've used yours before, you can kind of guesstimate what the height's got to be. But again, it's just another calculation that you can easily do. Now, I'm going to take my folded masterpiece with one hand, see if I can do it, and I'm going to set it in here, and lo and behold, it fits. See? Perfect. Like, still got a little room here, and it fits the corners. All the sides are good, and just got to put the top on, and you'll be good.